Shabbat Matzah, Zeches יודע, so ja noch auch einer.
Gotcha, what you all meant to do, Mali, Skada, these Skada Shmir,
Amém. 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 Shmir, Amém. Amém.
Baruch atah Adonai. Zit gaat jou wist een goeie nee, een baantje weer abo. Maar nog eens met je morgen, morgen gaat toch niet nooit. Morgen abo. Gaat ook niet. Is maar te raad Yeshia. Maar ze moeten nog een beetje gaan. Zijn begrepen. Hij meest naar graven. Zijn begrepen. Nee, begrepen maar dat nos die sheni af. Gewoon gewoon worden zo dingen lag. Melach neem ze me ga je met meer Yeshua. We nemen na te raad is meest. Maar we gaan toch niet nooit. Ga je aan meest. Na iets als nee, zeg dat je zelfs dus because we are the year of the corals of Vamos vino con lei vino do profetano خيني ashvino vino sei lo sa ve ma che ma vedo sa ya casi non si può scendere no se shu la non vino con vedo non si sa cosa di noi يوم وقفنا من الأخمنات وقضينا Jezus komt niet voor de bezit aan de motor die dag had niet wat dan zullen we nog maar schaffen maar ze is nog heel te weten atomen waar ik schon maar dat niet nooit nee waar ik schon ik heb je godel gezien zo is dat heb ik gezien kan ze ja niet hebben kan we zo zien maar dat niet nooit ik kan ze gaan zien zie we zitten voor je je het hoofd met je nog mooi gewoon wat al die nooit wat gaat raken dat ik mis moet al die nooit wel heeft op wie shot als zien iemand ziek voor gewoon minimum was het krijgen we gooi we komen ik dus maar goed is meer zaken zo swagger is zag niet aan we meer maar dat die nooit ja beleza we se prema weer het dat niet aan nog van de doen zelfs dat we gewoon beetje van MS wat geen nu morgen in de neem je gewoon toch nog Nee, is zo bekoren die omheen om in Nederland dat die nog geen Jerusalem. Stemmen dat ja toch heen is. We gaan niet door zo zeggen. Dit is was ook in no call alleen dat die nog kan vandaag nog eens we zijn heel spesifiek. Samen in auto wil vandaag om te rekenen al te zien. Ja, dus je met de wildskoppen, maar dat die nog ja te veel. Dat zei ja die nooit. Alleen heen de amfistrooi en is ons misschien Rosh, het werkt zo niet zo dat positie dan weer dat zo maar ga. Sarazan nee no zo goed zie je raak niet maar dat die nooit. Maar dat is anders is nog eens zo gewoon. En je moet zo rijden met de wiel vraag is om dat heel lang ook is voor شنو خو كده طابق الباص خاين مثلا ابي او شنو ويل ايش was in as no say no sell or a latte or give me help when اخر زمان وادي dentro استنى stock وراح كان شغل إذا بينا خبر خزان غيزو بقوليس وغشا بيشتي ما خبر نوي سامي صار غشا إذا خباي ما توبا ولا كويس Abrata shel simcha ocean team is a team from the arms in Shavuot no sakshim no ma'amor yei mai kroshim adinoi v'shom nema כי הוא יודע אצלנו זכור כי אופנוך נוזינו אישי נכון יצבנו לך ברכה תסיינו למען שנחיסקת המשחת השמין אבו
אמן
לא נברכי ציינו בחוסי נצחת שקורני ויקורני משיחי אמן בעגול לו זכורי ונורא
אמן ישמיע בו לברך
סתם סעיד סדור בסלם בסלוש אמן איזה שומרים ויאז שומרים על ישראל לא משבח לדין הקהל לא צדש במהלך מלכי המלוך מהקודש ברוך הוא שמוני תשמיים ויש לדור כתומש ויקורני בשמיים Ja, ik kan nog wat de weer is weer om het toch maar ik wil in houden. Zin er alleen heel dat je nog goed zou maar hier. Wel ja, zin we gewoon weet. Als we er zo goed in wat maar. Maar ja, nu wel gauw horen dat jij nou hier. Gewoon, mooi gewoon.
Amen.
חיים טובים עלינו ועל ישראל ואמן.
אמן.
זה שלום בנימה בריאה, זה שלום עלינו ועל ישראל ואמן.
שאפילו חבלי צמח ולבליקן כשהיא ספורה מיירת ומחד ונוצר מעצם ערב ומאי זכרוני ומים כיוון שעבר על הגת איך נגש רצה כזה שבר כל זה כיס ישראל פיר הפיר ולהם תאים ביצו שני ועד נפח מעצית גוי להגדות צעיר אביעדי אמן 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 שמירה אמן
אברהם ותשמעיה ואמרו אמן. יש על המערבה משמעיה בפנים כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. זה שלום ובעז ועל כל ישראל.
Amen. Today in Jewish history quickly. Today in Jewish history. Today was the yahrzeit of the Taz, and tonight is the yahrzeit of Rabbi Alexander Sender Shor, who was a direct descendant of Yosef Bechar Shor. Bechar Shor. He was one of the French Bali Tosfot, or Bali Tosfot in France, one of the French Bali Tosfot, and Alexander was the author of a sefer called the Simla Chadasha. Simla Chadasha is a sefer which was printed since he passed away in 1737. It's been reprinted over 100 times. They did a reprint over a sefer over 100 times. It's the main sefer used till today with the laws of shechita. That's his yard to the Shamash Aliyah. Today we also make a siyum harambam. We conclude the Rambam, the laws of avelos, the laws of mourning, and Hashem should help us that we make a siyum of avelos. That right away tonight we make a siyum of avelos. We make a conclusion of any mourning. We should never have mourning again. No more avelot. What's interesting is that because this is the second to the last siyum of the entire book of Rambam. The next siyum of Rambam, the next section of Rambam is the laws of Mashiach. So just a thought. Again, we had here someone once who translated Rambam into English. Whoever remembers the guy from Israel who translated Rambam to English. Remember, he was selling his Rambams. Yeah. So he then, when he spoke here, he explained something that the Rebbe once said by Farbrengen about the whole order of the Rambam, why the Rambam put it in that order. I don't remember right now what it was. I just remember that it was fascinating what he said. I remember when he said it, like, wow, the order made super sense. Why this one comes before this one? Each one of them in that order, but it makes sense. Just from a standpoint of just that the last laws before Mashiach is the laws of Avelos. And straight from Avelos we go straight to Mashiach. Like straight from morning.
Morning is also the Shabbat.
Of course, but straight from there we go to the laws of Mashiach. So the Rambam set it up. It fits. Yeah. That's for the communal base of Mikdash, but also our personal base of Mikdash. Chiyas HaMesim is right after. A person should know. The Rebbe explains that when we say Hamakom Yenachem, when someone's mourning, when someone's during Shiva, we tell them Hamakom Yenachem Etchem B'tov Sha'aret Tzion Yerushalayim. So the Rebbe wrote to Sariya Sharon. Why Tzion Yerushalayim? Why Tzion Yerushalayim? How is that? It's supposed to be condolences. It's supposed to be nichumin, words of uplifting and words of comfort, comforting someone that's now going through a terrible, very difficult situation. So how is that? How is Hashem should come among mourners of Tzion Yerushalayim? How is that? What's the connection?
Yerushalayim and Tzion already exist on Shabbat.
Okay, so the Rebbe put a few points, but the main point was the three main points were that first of all, just like Yerushalayim was mourned. I mean, it was the people that were hurt were the people that were there. But we're all in it. But we're all mourn Yerushalayim. The same thing when someone suffers a loss, it's a personal loss. They say no one can understand what I'm going through. It's personal for them. But when we tell them we're all in it together, just like Yerushalayim, we're all in it together. Same thing. We're all one family. It's comforting. It's comforting. Misery likes company, so it's comforting. Not. We don't mean in a bad way, but that's comforting. First of all, second of all, just like Yerushalayim was never forgotten, 3,000 years later, we keep on still remembering Yerushalayim. The same thing we tell a person who just lost someone that they'll never be forgotten, and that's comforting. And the third thing, and the main thing is that just like Yerushalayim, we know. L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim Avinu, we believe full faith that we're going to have Yerushalayim again, the whole Yerushalayim, undivided Yerushalayim. The entire Yerushalayim belongs to Am Yisrael, will always belong to Am Yisrael, and will always belong to Am Yisrael. But it's going to be when Mashiach comes, we're going to see it. It's going to be undisputed. Same thing at the same time. We got Chiyas HaMesim.
So the other meeting,
yeah.
In the Zohar it says 240 years before the 6,000 years finish, it's going to be the first Mincha Maariv, which is next
year, 214 years.
214 years before the end of the
5786.
The 6,000.
Hope we don't have to wait till next year. Hope we don't have to wait till next year. But YU, Yeshiva University. So the dean of Yeshiva University put out a book explaining scientifically and halakhically why Mashiach is coming.
Yes,
Like,
yes. Also,
he does the whole thing in numbers, but we don't go
No
there because
numbers.
we don't want to wait. We don't want to wait till next
It
year.
doesn't talk numbers. These things, it's mamash.
Right, anyway, let's do the Siyam. Let's do the Siyam Rambam. Let it happen. Let it happen before we even finish the Siyam. Before we finish the Siyam, Mashiach should come and no more Avelah. That's it. That's it. Okay. So last halacha, the Ram says Melech, a king, Ainasi, or
a president.
He's a president. So
A leader.
I saw a book recently. It's called Nasi v'Chasid. It's a book about Shazar, the president of Israel. Zalman Shazar, president of Israel. And it's about his relationship with the Rebbe. Someone did a bunch of research about his relationship with the Rebbe. He's come to the Rebbe many times. In fact, when he was president, the first time he became president, his first trip as president, they do their first statement, their first trip as president, to the United States and he into the Rebbe. That was his first, so he's not Shazar, his first trip. And I don't know, I'm not sure who it was, but within the Israeli government, they told him that it's not respect to the position of president of Israel. He should go to the Rebbe. We don't have a problem you meeting with the Rebbe. That makes sense. They all met with the Rebbe, but as president, as sitting president, the Rebbe should come to you. I'm not sure. I don't know who it was. Maybe it's in the book. I don't know. I remember hearing. I don't know.
The rabbi would accept.
No, it's possible.
I don't think. Maybe the government.
The government. I'm saying the government said
of
this.
Israel.
The government of Israel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really the government. They told him that he said no. I'm going to the Rebbe. The Rebbe's not coming to me. That's what he said. They told him that you can't. You're now on a government trip. It's an official business. So you're going on. Now they have whatever it's their version of Air Force One. But that's
they use allowed whatever.
They used to use I used to use regular, and you go. But the security whatever it's called, the security detail that Israel provides when you're on official business, they provide that. So they said they're not going to provide him with his. He said, "Okay, I'll take a taxi." That's not what Shazar said. Anyway, so the book is called Nasi v'Chasid. Nasi usually means president. So you would think he was Nasi Israel, he was the Nasi, he was the president of Israel. But he was referred to in the book, in the title, he's the Chassid, and the Nasi is referred to as the Rebbe. In any case.
Maybe both of them is good. He was Nasi.
Whatever. Anyway, it's just an interesting name of the book. It's called Nasi v'Chasid. It's interesting the terminology. Anyway, so Melech, a king, or Nasi, whatever we're translating Nasi as, Shemeis that passes away. Yesh lehan nislech mitasei. You should burn his bed. B'chol kei tashmishay, and all his items, things that he used, his belongings, his things. The aim is the Amarim. It's not the way of Amarim. Don't worry about it. Rambam says the way of Amarim, where they would burn people's stuff. He says it's not a Amari thing. It's specifically we're not doing for everybody, just for a king or a Nasi, whatever Nasi is. And the reason is because no one should use. It's not covered. It's not honored that anyone should sit in the Nasi's seat or the king's seat or the. So in order not to put anyone in that situation, we just burn it, and then we burn the evidence, whatever, not the evidence, we burn the things that we can make a mistake with, the personal items, and that's it. That's what it says. The language it's not a problem of Baltashkis. We have another rule of Baltashkis, usually. You can't ruin anything. You can't ruin something. It's not a problem of Baltashkis. He doesn't say why, but probably the simple reason because you're not going to use it anyway. You can't use it.
No, maybe somebody's going to steal it or use it.
Okay, but you're not supposed to use it. That's saying you're not over matashkis. No matashkis. Then destroy it. You don't come to that.
So nobody uses it.
Right. Shenemar, like he brings the pasuk to prove it. B'sham tamus uvemisrefais avisecha yishonim. So the pasuk there says, and as it brings another pasuk says, useful again says you should burn the items of the king, and he brings the pasuk to prove it. And you burn the items of the king. So that's available sandwich fine. Again, I don't know, whatever. I mean, I'm not giving halacha. I'm not arguing with the Rambam. But I'm guessing if something is protected and honored, then you don't have that. If the idea is to save a person from by mistake making a mistake, for example, I mean, the Rebbe's chair in 770, we keep the Rebbe's chairs there. Now, the stender, if I recall correctly, we don't have the real stender. The stender, I think they use it on Gimel Talmud. I think it was used, if I recall correctly. I remember them taking it. I think it was used for the arm, for the wood. Yeah, correctly. So, but there were other ones. Let's say the things that we gave out dollars on that. That's what they talk.
But that's not the same personal stuff.
So the stuff is not personal. You're right. It's not personal stuff. That's another point. That's another point. You're right. That's another point. Another point. And that was the court case. That was never. That wasn't there. It was. One of them was. But it's not used. I don't know. Interesting. Maybe because it's not used, because again, it's there, it's not being used, no one's sitting on it. So then it's honor, it's not dishonor.
They're actually making a lot of things.
Yeah. So there were two cars that were used. In my days, I'm saying when I was a kid, there were two cars used. One of them was belonged to Binyamin Klein. It was his personal car, his car. It was used for the Rebbe, but it was his. He owned it. His car. He was one of the Rebbe's secretaries. Huh? Binyamin Klein was one of the Rebbe's secretaries, and sometimes he would drive the Rebbe. The Rebbe's main driver was Rebbe Krinsky. But for Prus, I don't remember Prus. Not in my days. Driving the Rebbe's car, driving there. There were two drivers. Mainly it was Rebbe Krinsky, and the other one sometimes drove the Rebbe was Rebbe Klein. I remember a lot of times Rebbe Klein driving. So it was a black car that was Klein, and then there was a gray Cadillac. I remember as a little kid seeing the phone inside. So it's gonna check out the phone. And then it was a novelty, seeing phone in the car. I remember the license plate was even 770. Then of course flashes, whatever. The light flash was flashing, But so that car, I remember hearing someone who had it. I don't recall it. I don't recall it. The guy who took it, the guy who was decided he's taking care of it. Should I spill the beans? Whose name is and where it was? That's put it away. Put it away. Meyer. Huh? I mean, Ronnie, want that? If you want, only if you want. Under the weather.
I don't mind.
Huh? I think I mind. Whatever. I just got it. But I don't know. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Mia hafta éjsz, Adonai Echad, Chol Shachol, Chol Yedecha, Vayu Adonai Meila Hashem, Ekidu Salcha Yoin, Al Levavet, Rishonat Levavet, Mirat Vav, Shechal Vesad, Lachol Aderet, Rishonat Levavet, Shechal Vaisa Yedecha, Yod Devaisa Yedecha, Shechal Vaisa Shechal Visharecha, El Mitzvah Yisrael. ומאחוז ובירצן קיבלו עליהם ומיישה ובני ישראל אחר ושירה וסמפרה ויום לכולם וכמה יפלטים על זה שני רסי לא יסטייס וסורה בני בנקיים לפני מיישה ובני אדרון יפעד עד נצח וגאלה מהחזק שימן וברכת העדינה גאל ישראל ושמרת יסיני לכם תאירים ולשון יחד יום כשם שיימר יסעב ישראל גם הלפקד השמי רבו שגם הבא צביעת כאן הם יקרים משישה לחייך ללכת חייב על ישראל כזו קרבים רמי יש רבו ובאו יסדור 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 שביתו אלו גם החץ ושירה זאת וחס הנחם ועשה מנו המחים רמי Iskada, Iskada, Shmira, Bob, the only requisite of Hoppus, if you ask my work on the car, she paid. I love it, Israel, Barga, love is my card, you go make Shmira, Baraki, all of it's not say. He's a lot, which I read. And I'm going to see that. It's a lot of He's got what's what's the police soccer about in Ishmael, you know, mate. He's a brother, Ishmael, and 5 in Alco Israel, you know, mate. I was a shaman, we have to shaman in Alco Israel, you know, mate. They know, should have. Let's not get guy for us. This guy is another. The rice made of is even as is there, so having you. Zaki, no, the mouth is sharp. But I really know you're the hate. You got a full of my leg, it's not off the cell. Get my push up on you. Never. Oh, yeah, the name of my colors, memory, I didn't know your thought. Ushma, thought. Amen. 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 Shmira, Barakio. Amen. It was מתחת בישל כבר שקלת תיסר משום כם כשבים עבודה נקרב שהפיתוך ובעצם הפיתוך בדקה נקדושיס וכל מה מיהיה בטבע ומח התחוסנו הספרה הימה ילכו מייבים והמים כיוון שעולה כתב ונשמע ואתה הקדש ברוך הוא לזך חיסוס כסר הפיתוך שיהיה בלסל משנה ועדה בוצמה סיפקאי להקדות תאירה ויאדי
כדאי שמרבה אמר כי יותר וידמיק מלכותי ויצמח ופני ויקרב ושיטה חי יכול יום יכול חי יכול ואת ישראל הגרב בזמן קריב עמו אמן
אמן שמירה
علي الصاحب ربنا متمدهون باركو تمدهون باركو من داس كيفويتا دي باترا درميت بخلاتا باتا يهلهون الخوش لما غطا كناج خيستا برا خمين بخاين أغي خين أبسونا بخا وكلامي بدن أبون بشما يابي مؤمن يشرنا غبا من شما يا قيم سبي مالين باكو يساجين
Amen.
ما بيأس شما لين باكو يساجين
Anybody know if they're going to be or not going to be here tomorrow for Dominic? So good to see your daughter. Lasha? Who's in your house? I showed her, I gave her a tour of the.
Yeah, that's well, let's see.
מהארץ מתל אביב. לא באתי ככה. שם אנשים
שבנו. Was that? No, tomorrow morning. Oh, tomorrow night. I'm not sure what tomorrow night. Tomorrow morning I'll be here. Tomorrow night. No, what are they about? I was asking if anybody else. Maybe yours is wrong.